What does being in love feel like? You feel warm and squirmy. You see them smile or do something cute and it makes you want to explode. Also everything they do is cute. Then it's calm and familiar. Every bad day fades a little when you come home to them and you can let yourself be completely free in their presence. It's something everybody deserves to feel. This is from a book I'm reading, and anytime someone asks me what love feels like, I have them read this. The part of the brain that controls our feelings has no capacity for language. It is this disconnection that makes putting our feelings into words so hard. We have trouble, for example, explaining why we married the person we married. We struggle to put into words the real reasons why we love them, so we talk around it or rationalize it. She's funny, she's smart, we start. But there are lots of funny and smart people in the world, but we don't love them, and we don't want to marry them. There is obviously more to falling in love than just personality and competence. Rationally, we know our explanation isn't the real reason. It is how our loved ones make us feel, but those feelings are really hard to put into words. So when pushed, we start to talk around it. We may even say things that don't make any rational sense. She completes me, we might say, for example. What does that mean? And how do you look for someone who does that, so you can marry them? That's the problem with love. We only know when we've found it, because it just feels right. Book, Start With Why by Simon Sinek. Some people confuse love with infatuation, basically smitten about someone they don't really know much about, and being totally completely attracted to them physically. I prefer the companionate love definition, where you know someone so well, their good and bad, their flaws and weaknesses and dark sides, yet you still feel drawn to them, and they to you. This isn't considered the butterflies of love, but knowing that person really truly has your back and you thiz. They are like a safety net in the circus that is life, and you are thiz as well. That's what being in love feels like to me anyway. I've always called it lust vs love. Lust is great and can be a lot of fun, but love is something else. It's deeper and more. When we are lusting after someone, it's just attraction and our bodies making happy chemicals telling us we should seek this person as our partner. And so many get into really shitty situations by listening to only lust or thinking lust equals love. Love is exactly what you said. After a few decades together, we still want each other. We know each other through and through and still care about each other. We still go out of our way to make sure each other is happy. If my so gets sick, I'm at their bedside because I want to be, not because I feel obligated to be. And they're by my bedside. It's not me and them, it's us. After my car accident, I was begging the hospital not to send out the chaplain to talk to my husband because it would scare him. I knew that was a sign I might die, but I was way less concerned with that than him having to know that and feel that fear. That's the best way I know to describe it. When you can worry about their feelings, when you're very possibly dying. What does being in love feel like? Being in love feels like waking up next to warmth, even when she has morning breath and messy hair. Being in love feels like being singularly focused on making the life you and that person have together work. Being in love feels like smiling because you have the person you're happy with and simultaneously wanting to cry because you're so overwhelmed with emotions for them sometimes you can't handle it. Being in love feels like trying a little harder on their bad days so they can try a little harder on your bad days. It's constantly being worried that you're not enough or this isn't what they want before seeing the same emotion in their eyes and knowing you're perfect for each other. Love feels like finding the right person to argue and bicker with forever, because honestly arguing about pretty much anything ends up being much better than losing them. Love feels like wanting to do all these things because the person you're doing it for is worth it. Love is many things, and it does change you for the better. But don't look for movies or books to know what it's all about. It's not like that. After 20 years with the same girl, we still love each other, but we are not going around holding each other's hands and giggling like we did when we were younger. We have had ups and downs, family members dying, sickness, countless arguments, but we always made up and have never held grudge. Never listen to those jerks who say never go to bed angry. Truth is you will. Just don't carry it over for too long. Our love is still there and now flows through our children, close family and friends and even the dog. We may not be all kissy, but we are present, and by that I mean we are always there for each other, listening to each other. Love will make you, and will break you, but it will make you stronger, and in the end it's the only thing we can take with us. All the fluffy, butterfly feelings and initial attraction are lust/infatuation. Truly loving someone is about feeling a soul deep sense of obligation to looking after them. True love is work, dedication, willingness to constantly put their well-being over your own. Oftentimes the fluffy feel-good feelings aren't there. Most people have either never had true love, or they only think they have. Because infatuation is easy. They like the love feelings while it's easy. But most people can't put in the work for real love. Love with trust is something I never thought I'd have in my life, until I started dating my fiancé. It's amazing. I miss him all the time, even though we live together. I'm always thinking of him, and it's obvious he does the same with me. The thought of him not being around anymore actually makes me tear up. He has become the most important person in my life. I used to go out a lot and hang out with friends. Now, I still hang out with friends, but mostly I'd rather be with him. His opinions are the only ones that matter to me outside my own. When we first started dating I already knew we would be together for a long time. I don't know what exactly it was, but it was so different than any other relationship. I just knew. And my love for him grows every day. Every time I see a cute puppy or a funny video I think about him right away and send it to him. When I hear his name I get a mixture of goosebumps/heart pounding. We can freely share our fears, worries, and concerns with each other, but even more importantly our happiness, joy, wants, desires, and needs. We're always pushing each other to be better, but completely accepting each other no matter what. It's the best feeling in the world, and also makes me fearful of the day when I won't have him around. I would say I'm in love right now more than I ever thought I could be, or that I thought was possible. I find love for him every day again and again, and even more than yesterday. Being in love feels like there is a part of you that you found that you didn't know was missing, but you felt not right your whole life. It feels like your heart is expanding from your chest, and you want to share the feeling with everyone. It's warm, it's soft and relaxing. At the same time it's exciting and anxious. You want to just vomit with happiness and fear at the same time. Sometimes it's maddening, because you can't stop thinking about him, but mostly it is amazing, because you can't stop thinking about him, and you can't stop smiling. It makes you lose sleep and be motivated. It feels like you are high in the clouds and deep in the earth. It feels like there is magic again on the world. That you found a dragon. And you want to just adore the dragon forever. And you are able to walk through all their fire to get to be with them. I want to just be with that person for the rest of my life. And I want to tell it to the world. I don't know what love feels like in the romantic sense. Boyfriend/girlfriend/wife/husband etc. But I will offer what I know and believe to be love. My family. Been with my family on my 30th birthday. My mom hugging me, my brother high-fiving me, my sister hugging me. Having them, the most important people in the world to me, showing me appreciation, and knowing they know me that well and love me. That's love. Knowing that those are the people I'm most happy to be with. That's love. In the platonic sense, there's nothing I wouldn't do for my friends. Knowing I have their back, and they have mine. Being happy when they succeed, and being there when they don't. Growing together and being there through thick and thin, and sharing jokes and memories, and being happy to always catch up. That's love. Familial love, and to a greater extent platonic love, are extremely overlooked. Been in love twice, once as a 15 to 17 Y.0 and once again as a 19 to 23 Y.0, presently. First love is wild, ruthless, unpredictable, and unsustainable. ESP as a teenager literally my entire life was devoted to him. We were completely unfunctional. All we did together was be in love. Would barely eat, sleep, go out etc. All my free time was with him, which obviously grew resentment and I became reliant on him for happiness. He left me due to mental illness. Thank God. And I thought I'd never love again. So dramatic lol. Second love is way more calm, secure, and stable. At first, I didn't know I was in love for literally 6 months BC. It was so different to my first love. We went to work, did other adult shit. I didn't cry when we weren't together. But at the end of the day, we came together to be a couple. I like this love way better IDK. If it's because we're older, have responsibilities or something else, but we are happily married for 2 years now, and I wouldn't bring back first love for anything. Second love just feels like home. So to all falling in love for the second time, don't expect that whirlwind fantasy like the first, cause you probably won't get it, but you'll get something much better.